Testing. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a creative sim video. I know I posted one yesterday, but I made this sim today and I just literally could not resist. So I'm putting her up today, and if you might have not have noticed, but I have a new microphone. Yay! Woo! Round of applause! Yay! It's something I wanted to upgrade for a little while now, so if it sounds better then let me know, because you know I used to record on my Mac headphones, so and now I managed to bag myself a blue snowball, which is really cool, and we will see how it goes. But so this is my sim, and I just really wanted to play around with some more darker color sims, mainly because I don't actually make that many in my game, but also I think that the skins that like EA give you for like darker skin tones are just like absolutely tragic. So I wanted to just have a bit more variety in my game, you know, and not have all of my darker sims look like they are at a morgue because they're like so ashy toned. So I just went ahead and I got these CC new skin tones. I will link them down in the description because they're absolutely phenomenal, and yeah, I got quite a few of those. So this is me just kind of playing around with them, but also adding like a bit more diversity to my game. And I mean, like, she's like the coolest sim ever. I love her, and I decided to give her a cat because why not? I feel like she would have a cat, and I feel like she would be an aspiring vet too. I also wanted to keep like a sort of innocence about her because she's quite young, and I'm just obsessed. I'm so obsessed. But her little cat as well is, oh my god, he's the cutest, and I called him Bandito, like off the randomizer, and I was just like, nah, I have to keep this. He's so adorable, and I reckon he would cause a lot of trouble. But this is Brooke. I just literally remembered her name. I'm terrible. But yeah, this is Brooke, and she lives in like that weird little lot on in Brindleton Bay. You know, you've got like the weird dock bit. There's like a strange sort of factory house, like she lives in there. I've popped her in there for my 101 Dalmatian challenge, mainly because I'm just adding some more townies to my game, and yeah, I love having more diverse sims, and I mean, she's absolutely beautiful, and it gave me a chance to use this hair. I've got quite a few textured hairs now that I've sort of like gathered over how many years has this been out? But yeah, I've gathered some like textured hair and braids and things like that, so I literally couldn't decide between like the braided like what do you call them, like pigtails, or like this sort of like updo. But yeah, she was just so cute, I couldn't decide. So this is going to be Bandito. He is a British short hair in the end I go for, just because I like how fat and like fluffy he is, and he's just really cute. Look at him. And I gave him these kind of big eyes, and I love playing around with the eyes. These are actually CC eyes. I overridden them. My grammar is terrible. I overrid them. But they are my now default eyes, so if you're wondering where they're from, it'll be reblogged over on my Tumblr as always. And here's a cute little sweater because why not? I added a speed edit to the end of this video. I love doing casts, so I'm like obsessed with it, but I always feel like it's a little bit of a lazy sort of video, so I'm just like adding my speed edit afterwards. This is actually the thumbnail, so I do this for all of my thumbnails at the end of a video or something like that. I am trained in, well, not trained, but I guess I'm trained. Like, I did a degree, and a lot of it is creative, so I know how to do Photoshop, but a lot of it is self-taught, so don't worry friends, you could do this too. And so yeah, I'm just like removing all the edges and things like that. I didn't like put the whole screen in with like Photoshop, mainly because it just kind of looked a bit ugly, and I didn't want you guys like staring at a weird Photoshop screen forever. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Now this little picture I had to actually scrap and go back into the game and get a better screenshot, because the ones I took were terrible because I'm a fool. But I also didn't know that I was going to go for this sort of edit like when I first started taking the photos, mainly because this is a custom pose that I downloaded, and it was for kittens and for dogs and it just didn't work, and he looked like a crazy mess. So I had to take this picture in CAS in the end and just sort of edit it in instead. But I love this little Bandito. He's cool. I feel like he would be up to all sorts of mischiefs and crazy things, but I feel like Brooke would also love him like so dearly with all her heart. So I'm super excited to see what these guys get up to in the game, because I don't know, I just like townies. Like, I'm a bit obsessed with them. They're just really sweet, and I can't wait to do some more townie makeovers and make them into toddlers, because if you are new here, that's what I like to do on my channel. I've got a series called Townie Tots, and I make townies into toddlers, and I'm excited to do that with all the new townies in Brindleton Bay. But I thought we were going to get a lot more like townies in Brindleton Bay. There's only a few. There's only like 3 or 4 maybe, which I thought was a bit strange, you know. So here I'm just like playing around with all the backgrounds that I already have stored on my computer. These are just screenshots from the game, and I literally couldn't find anyone, and that was my flat, and I wanted to see if it would look good in like a flat sort of home environment. So I went back into the game and took a screenshot of their house. So this is where they live, and I put like a few more cat accessories in there because there was literally like nothing. Like, this house looked like there was like nothing in there. It was like dead. And I was like, this girl, like, she would seriously have like clutter, I think, around her house, and she would give her kitten like the best stuff he could want. He's very spoiled. And so yeah, I'm just like editing the edges and actually taking that floor out because it just didn't fit and it looked a bit weird. So that's what I'm doing. Ooh. I can also like imagine that like Brooke's family come from like Willow Creek. I have that like weird Willow Creek vibe about her. I reckon she probably tried the city and was like, nah, it's not for me. So now she's in Brindleton Bay. I couldn't keep the feet in, which was a bit annoying. I kept like stressing out about it because it made me sad. I wanted her to like look like she was sitting, and I mean, she still kind of does. But if you haven't like got into custom poses and like you like to create these kind of things, like I highly recommend like getting Postplayer and Andrew Teleport mod thing, because you can make so much more like creative edits, and like no matter what you use them for, like if you just post them on Tumblr or like all that kind of stuff, it's worth getting like and playing around with different poses and things. Like, this wasn't actually a real pose, like I just kind of made this up. Like, she is a like a created pose already. I'm pretty sure it's on Tumblr. I found it. It's like a cats and dogs post pack, but so she actually has the pose, but Bandito, the little cat, doesn't, because the only pose that I could put in here was a small dog and it didn't fit, and Bandito literally looked possessed and it was a little bit crazy. So I don't suggest you do that, but I was like, well, I can kind of use this pose that they do in CAS when they're like meow and they're like you know, like looking up for food or whatever. So I decided to do that and put him in like this way instead. I'm just painting like shadows and stuff in now, which is like super important, like if you want your kind of picture to pop but also look quite realistic. I feel like sometimes the like lighting in Sims 4 isn't the best, so it's quite important to like go in with highlights and stuff, and it literally can just like make a photo. Like, look at her skin, like she literally glowed up. You glowed up, girl. So now she looks fab, and so does little Bandito. And if you haven't played around with actions, this is what these are. They're just like pre-made sort of edit sort of things. I can't explain them apart from like they're just edits. But I use those to overput on my edits, so it doesn't take me as much time. But it turned out so cute. I'm so happy with how it looks. It looks adorable, and it looks quite realistic considering I kind of made this pose up. But let me know what you think. Did you like this? Do you want to see more speed edits? I do this like pretty much every day for all my thumbnails, so if you want to see them, then please let me know. Check out my 101 Dalmatian challenge, because this is where these guys will be going. And yeah, so if you liked, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!